Hello, friend. I'm Karen McFarland-Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
Welcome to 10 Bestest. I have a question for you. What do you think about pole dancing?
Ooh, good question. And I'm going to be talking about a short film that I just fell in love with. Let's get to it.
My first cool sheet is a documentary on Netflix, a Netflix original called Strip Down, Rise Up. It was created by director Michelle Ohanayon, an Oscar-nominated filmmaker. She did Colors Straight Up, along with her crew of mostly women. They created this great documentary. This film follows and observes participants for 6 months in an introductory course of pole dancing, guided by their instructor, Sheila Kelly. Sheila Kelly, she is a celebrity instructor who has appeared in numerous places, including Conan O'Brien's show, and got him to spin around on a pole, which is very entertaining. Pole dancing, for most people, immediately brings up thoughts of strip clubs and usually nothing else. What Sheila and other women who teach pole dancing she's put together a whole course on this. What they're trying to do is reclaim it as so much more than just entertainment that many consider to be at the underbelly of culture. With the course, the women delve into it as a way to get in touch with many aspects of themselves, so it becomes not just an amazing way to get stronger physically, but as a way to get stronger emotionally and to delve deep into their pasts. So, as you can probably guess, this film is not all lighthearted. The women break through betrayals, sexual abuse, mastectomies, weight gain, insecurities, and repressive religious households, to name a few things. It is highly emotional, but it's also positive and hopeful. It shows how these women seize ownership over their bodies, not only with their own internal work, but also how they connect together and support each other. Women and men could absolutely benefit from watching this documentary. It does get some negative reviews, but that didn't stop me from watching it, and I'm really glad I did. It was inspiring and eye-opening. And also, I loved the impressive sport aspect to pole dancing. Strip down, rise up.
Ooh, that sounds good. So is this a kind of a newer documentary, or is it
It is new. It's from 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so pretty new.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. That is, I've always, I've heard of people that have gone to strip clubs. I never have, of course.
Of course
I'm
not.
A little angel
I haven't
here.
either.
But I have always heard that they are very, very athletic.
Oh, absolutely.
The strength that it takes to be hanging upside down and doing the spins and the thing. Mm-hmm. It is a sport. It is something that is usually the people that are good, it is awe-inspiring.
Oh yeah, and there are international competitions for it. Wow, cool. And the things that they do are, there's no way I could, if I went and tried
gymnastics.
It now. Yeah. Absolutely. And some of them who've done really well were gymnasts, and that makes sense too. But the strength, the strength everywhere in your whole body is absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it was really amazing. I know there are different ways to work through trauma, and this is a way I have definitely never heard of.
Right.
So very unique aspect, and I've really just learned a lot, and I enjoyed it.
That sounds cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
And when you have, you get serious about it and you have a pole in your living room, what a good conversation starter that would be.
Definitely. And just these stigmas like that. Yeah. The stigma of pole dancing, if I were to tell someone, oh yeah, I do pole dancing, what's the first thing that would come to their mind?
Right.
Oh, she must be a stripper. There's no other, it's either yes or no
and
in that way.
Judgment, shame,
judgment and shame.
That starts coming with it. Yep. Yeah, well, that's very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, I'm going to be talking about a short film. And this short film is called The Artifact Artist. It is produced by Kaleidoscope Pictures and also produced and directed by Russ Kendall. He talks to Scott Jordan, who is an urban archaeologist. He unearths 300 years of New York's city garbage to create 21st century artwork. So as a child, he was uprooted at the age of 9 from the forests of Connecticut to move to New York City, and he did not want to go. I think all kids kind of don't want to move from where they come from, but he was like, I do not want to be a city kid. So he turned into this urban archaeologist. And so it's kind of a mix of Indiana Jones in Gotham, which I love that description. But this movie is so good. So it's about life as an artist, finding joy in growing older. But even more so than that, it's really like hanging on to that childhood wonder that sometimes we lose as we grow older. And I don't know if it's just because I'm now in my mid-40s and I'm starting to think a lot more about getting older, even though I don't feel like I should be in my 46, you know. I love that mindset of keeping that childhood wonder and kind of youth in your body and mind. So he had a near-death experience that kind of made him appreciate the world around him more. Although he did sell art when he was younger, and he was really used to dodging the law. You couldn't sell art in New York, so he would just be giving his stuff away, and then they would bust everybody else, and then he would sell it. So he felt like he was doing drug deals, and he still gets harassed by the cops sometimes during his digs. But it's just such a good film. I actually had it on kind of Future Cool Sheet Prospect for a long time, and for whatever reason I didn't watch it. And as soon as I did, I was so glad to watch it, and I hope you like it too. It's about 23 minutes. It's The Artifact Artist.
Oh, I love anything where you are holding onto the childlike wonder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a good reminder. I think you and I kind of have that innately.
I like to think so.
But it's always good to have a reminder and just keep hanging on to it.
Right.
And you know, he teaches a lot of children and goes to schools, and so he is spreading it. And that, of course, always kind of rejuvenates your soul, I think, when you work with younger people, because they have these questions that you kind of forget about of this literally childhood wonder. So it's so cool watching him work with people, and then also adults, and letting them look at things, look at trash, look at dig sites differently.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then the art that he creates with it is wonderful. It's a really good documentary for sure.
Yeah, and that whole idea of this a different perspective on something.
Absolutely.
So, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Karen McFarland Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
I have a question for you. Would you consider pole dancing?
And I want to know in the comments, have you ever dug for buried treasure?
Please like and tell a friend if you've enjoyed it.
That's right. And stay tuned tomorrow for another show.
And don't forget to stay curious.